I'm here in Star Vista, right next to the Buona Vista MRT station, and today we are finally trying the most famous Mapo tofu in Singapore, Chen's, in search of the best mala. It is my biggest regret this series that I will not be able to include Shinsen Hanten, the only Michelin-starred Sichuan restaurant in Singapore, as they are closed for renovation indefinitely. So we have to do the next best thing and go for the sister. Chen's is founded in 2017 by the same chef behind Shinsen Hanten, Chef Chen Kentaro. The restaurant stars the Mapo tofu as well, but this version has been adapted to fit the Singaporean palate and also comes with a friendlier price. Wait, Kentaro? San? Yes, we are having chuka ryori today, the Japanese adaptation of Chinese cuisine. Some of you more OG subscribers might remember our first encounter with chuka ryori at Nakiryu last year when we had their Tantanmen. Today's menu should be similar, except that it's tuned to the Singaporean palate. Although I question the current nationality of my palate. You know that old TV show that screened late at night on Channel 8, where participants could challenge one of three legendary chefs in this dark, ominous looking cooking arena? What's the name of that show again? Yeah, anyway, that guy is Chef Kentaro's dad. Oh, sorry, for my Gen Z audience, TV is something like YouTube, but videos start playing at a specific time every week, whether you like it or not. It cannot be paused, and there was like 2 to 3 minutes of unskippable ads. It was super cringe. But you know what is not cringe? The second last mala of the series. Let's get it, guys. Hey! Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoy the content, the best way to support me is what you are doing right now, giving me the video watch time. All of the reviews in this series are strictly unsponsored. If I don't pay for it, I won't talk about it, which means that I have to make money in other ways. Please consider joining as a member of the channel if you can afford to do so, or subscribe if you haven't already. Your support is much appreciated. And now back to the video. Hello. Order through here, right? Yeah, okay. 烧马点餐 Got to do their Mapo Don. Is there dry and soup for Tantanmen? Isn't it supposed to be like somewhere in between? Let's try the soup one. I also want to try their Gyoza. But what's the difference between spicy Sichuan and crispy? Oh, they deep fry the Gyoza. Okay. I'm feeling soft Gyoza today. Let's go spicy Sichuan. Okay, ordered. First up, Gyoza. Look straightforward, chili oil gyoza. Did the price of spring onions go up? Can somebody go down to Sheng Siong and check? 17, 18. I have 18 pieces of spring onion. Why? I was also kind of hoping that this would be the pan-fried gyozas. Like when they asked me whether I wanted crispy or normal, right? I kind of wanted the gyoza. Anyway. Wait, what? Cai bao. The bits on the top are not chili crisp. It is not even chili oil related. I think it's pickled daikon. It may be together. I'm not sure where the line starts and where the line ends. But this sweet pickled daikon is very appetizing. As for the filling itself, I think it's vegetarian. There's like a little bit of meat. I mean, it's already not very plump with chives inside. Not too impressive, but nice sauce. Next, the Tantanmen. Why did none of you stop me? Since when is Tantanmen mala? Because I mentioned Nakiryu just now, I just went with the motion. So anyway, not mala, but we have Tantanmen. And I'm not sure how I can order wrong twice within the same dish. But you're supposed to order the dry Tantanmen, that's the original. This one is a version where the chef made for his wife because his wife wanted a soup version. So this is the 我要汤的, a Chinese dish adapted for Japanese dish, now adapted for the Singaporean taste and then adapted for the wife's palate. This has been converted more times than a Word document. Anyway. Please let me speak unfairly for a bit. The only Tantanmen I have in memory is the one Michelin-starred one from Nakiryu. And the key difference is how thin the broth is. Not as in texture, cause obviously I ordered the soup one, but the flavor is so thin and flat. What's the most important thing in Tantanmen? That's right, these nuts. I don't feel the complexity of the nuts coming through, and it's like blocked by this layer of saltiness, either from some sort of stock and just MSG. There is no shot you put so much MSG if your wife wanted this. I might be mistaking the miso for MSG, but it still remains that I don't think it's very balanced. What is this saltiness? Am I the only one tasting this? Yes, I am. I'm the only one eating this right now. There's this like thin saltiness to it. Anyway, doesn't count. Not mala, doesn't count. Let's move on to why we're here. Mapo tofu with rice. Yay, Eldrick finally ordered rice. And I really want to guess that this Mapo tofu is good. This is like the squish when it came to nasi lemak. I don't know how to explain it, but the Mapo tofus in this series that have had their red oil, Hongyu, split like this, taste better than the ones that have it lumped together, like one consistency. I don't know why that is. It's only just Hongyu. But anyway, let's see if that hypothesis holds up. Just from the first mouthful, there are so many flavors that greet you. And I didn't expect it. At first glance, right, when you look at the dish, it's kind of like a messy goop. But when you would take a closer look, you realize that there are really tiny bits of spring onion or something in the family, as well as little blades of chili. Even the tofu has been minced in some way. And I imagine the rest that I cannot identify that makes for the body of the topanjiang has stuff in it too. All that is accompanying the texture of the tofu, which I think is the best in the series so far. It's cooked through, small enough for the flavor to completely cover the piece of tofu. You don't taste a single millimeter of bland tofu, and it is like on this tightrope where it is barely holding its shape all the way until it reaches your mouth, and then it just splits with the gentlest push with the tongue. I said very early on in the series that some breakage is to be expected when it comes to Mapo tofu. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think if your Mapo tofu is perfectly cubed with no chip edges, you will be able to achieve a texture like this. And this is spicy, by the way. I went with their level 3. If you can eat this, you will have no problem in Chongqing. This is Chongqing song lah, if not a little bit above. And all the oiliness dripping down into the short grain rice, fantastic. Definitely a little bit unfair that this is the first time I have rice with Mapo tofu. And also when it's layered on the rice like that, there is so much more leeway for the texture of the Mapo tofu. But hey. Okay, good enough. Let's wrap it up here and I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at Cafe Affogato and I got myself an Earl Grey Tinola. I got myself avocado. Very fancy. There's chocolate at the bottom. Damn. Hot and cold, sweet and bitter. Tastes exactly like a toxic relationship. Love it. Our most expensive recap session so far, but worth it. So anyway, recap. First of all, I want to apologize to Nakiryu. I was not familiar with your game. Comparing the first two items that we had today, the Gyoza and the Tantanmen, the difference in handling is so obvious. Like Nakiryu is so much more sophisticated and refined. And you might think, Eldrick, you cannot like that compare Michelin star. No, Nakiryu is actually cheaper than what we had today. It's not like your chef that had Michelin stars, so I think at the very least it's comparable. It's still nice regardless. I mean the version at Chen's, but Cai Pao is nothing too interesting. I made an oopsie with the Tantanmen, but there weren't many other mala dishes on the menu already. Like I believe in the mains there was another like mala aburi char siu fan or something like that, and I didn't want 2 rice dishes. In fact, the whole experience here at Chen's is not very mala. So who do we blame? That said, you guys told me to come here for one thing, and that thing was amazing. easily top 2 Mapo tofu in the series. You can see the technique in preserving the texture of the tofu, the technique in layering all that flavors in the sauce. Very chefy. It might not be obvious if you don't really eat Mapo tofu and you just whack it with the rice, but having taken so many versions back to back during the past few weeks, the difference is obvious. If I were to guess, the version at Shinsenhan 10 is probably similar but with higher quality ingredients. So they might have like freshly grind huajiao, better douci, better soya sauce, better negi, and perhaps more minced aromatics built into the sauce. But I reckon that the direction is probably the same. I am surprised that this is the Singaporean kind of mala though. The numbness was higher than I would expect, but they must know something I don't, since it's working very well for them. Oh, is it a bit too late to mention that they won Michelin Bib Gourmand like 5 years in a row now? A bit too late. 1 plate I'll walk for the mala, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the mala, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in Singapore for the mala. And Chen's is 2 plates. I will say that they have a Mapo tofu that is worthy of 3 plates. But the criteria for this series is a place that I would recommend if you have a mala craving. And other than the Mapo tofu, the menu doesn't have the variety nor the quality to keep up with a mala craving. Obviously it's not fair because we came to a Chuka Ryori restaurant for mala, which is not 100% the mapping, but again, who do we blame? Anyway, that brings us to the very last mala of the series, and just from the initial research, the next restaurant seems like the most authentic Sichuan cuisine we have in Singapore, and so highly rated by you guys. I mean, of course, right, it's the last episode. But for now, that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!